Hello, Bran.
Hello, can you hear us?
Bran.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah,
Great.
good. Okay. Before we start, I want to introduce you to the two accompaniants. On the top is Jill, and on the bottom is Maria.
Hello.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Maria.
Welcome to the Cast Chat podcast. I'm really happy we were able to find time with you guys and just hang out and chat.
Absolutely.
Oh, we're excited to be here.
All right. To kick off the podcast, I want you guys to tell me about Kansas City. I was really, really bummed not to be there because of my whole flight home from Hawaii, from a family wedding. My sister got married, and we were supposed to leave on June 6th. We didn't get home until June 8th.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Close.
Right.
Just missed you. But it was great.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
We did have a lot of fun. We had a live show.
We did a live
June 8th.
podcast recording.
We had a bunch of the actors showed up for our live show, which was really cool. Got to meet Victor Webster. We had never met Victor before in person, of course. Had a lot of fun. And then the weekend was great. We got to hang out with all those Hall stars and got to meet a lot of cool people. And we always love doing those things. They're a lot of fun. We laugh a lot, and then we come home exhausted, like so tired, that we just are like need to sleep for a day to catch up.
Yeah.
But sure. How about you, Bran? Did you have fun?
I had a blast. Yeah, it's fun to go to those things around the country and see so many familiar faces that are also going to all those different things. And then you meet so many new people as well. So it's always exciting, and it's always, you never quite know what's going to happen. And all of them are a little bit different, but there's something very familiar and nice and homey about it as well. So it's great.
Yeah. What was your favorite part? Like, I know you've been to Drama, West Palm Beach, and did you guys go to the New Jersey one in December too?
We've been to New Jersey.
You have like a special moment or a special experience with an actor or an actress or people from all over.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas City was tough to top the barbecue, which was really good. But from a standpoint of people, no. The barbecue was excellent. We got to meet a lot of people that I think we've been to New Jersey 3 times now, 2019, 2021, and 22. We've been out to California, and we've been to West Palm Beach. And then this was our first time going to the middle of the country. So going to Kansas City. And so we got to meet some people that have been longtime listeners of our show that couldn't make it to New Jersey or to California. And so that was probably my favorite part. We got to meet the twins, Mia and Ava, who gave us this really cool bracelet. And then we got to meet Grace. She's been listening since she was 9 years old. And it was her first time getting to meet us and us getting to meet her. And stuff like that, I think, when you do this podcast for so long, you kind of become a family. A lot of people will say, hey, I just feel like I know you, even though we've never met. And so to to meet the people that make this possible for us is always a pleasure. And so I felt like we got to meet a new community in Kansas City, which was wonderful.
And at all of those events, we try to do a dinner with people that listen to the show. And those are always really meaningful to us, and just hanging out with people that, I mean, it's easy when you're just doing the podcast to forget that other people are listening. And so to find out that people are listening and that it matters to them, it means a whole lot.
Awesome. Okay. Jumping into the DecktheHallmark Podcast. I've been researching, I read your book and everything. How did you start up DecktheHallmark? Because I know Bran is a huge Christmas fan, which we're going to talk about this book in a few minutes. Because as soon as Christmas is over, I leave my decorations up until February. And my husband's like, it's February. I'm like, yeah, Christmas is July coming up. But I ended up taking it out in March. But Christmas is my, like, legit favorite holiday. I go all out. I mean, I start baking Christmas cookies, Christmas trees the day after Thanksgiving, which is my husband's birthday, and I decorate the day after Thanksgiving.
I love it.
Yeah, it really did come out of my love for Christmas. I'm just like you. I love it. And when it's over, I'm sad it's over. And I'm sad for a little bit. And then I start listening to Christmas music again. And then it all starts all over again. And so it kind of happened in 2018. It was spring and it was getting hot. And I was missing the Christmas feels. And I really loved these movies. These Hallmark Christmas movies that I discovered a handful of years ago now. And I just wanted to watch them with some buddies, some other guys. And I didn't know any other guys that watched them. And so I knew Dan would probably not enjoy them. And I thought that would be funny just to make him suffer through 40 Hallmark Christmas movies and just kind of slowly make him question his life choices. And so I asked him if he would do it with me, and he said yes. And we asked another friend of ours, Panda, to kind of be the voice of reason in the middle. As I'm over here on one spectrum and Dan's over here, there was a nice center. And so what we found early on is that it was nice to no matter where you kind of land on these movies, whether you think that they're amazing or just comforting, or you think that they're not good at all, you can kind of hear your voice represented in the podcast. And so what started as just like a science fair project kind of turned into like a, hey, we might have a little something here. And 5 years later, we're still cooking.
Like amazing. I mean, I watched most of the podcasting with Dara, Dear Hallmark, among with others. I can never stop watching it. I mean, it's funny, lighthearted, and of course emotional. So you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
We love all the other ones too. Dear Hallmark is like Dara is a dear friend of ours, and we're friends. We got to see a lot of the Hallmarkies in West Palm Beach or in Kansas City. Hallmark Happenings is technically romance. All of those are
so many great shows.
So many good shows out there.
For sure. For me, kicking off my podcast journey, I mean, I thought about it in West Palm Beach. And I was just a little bit hesitant because full-time mom and a full-time deputy PE teacher for a public school. So I was like thinking, I don't know. I mean, it would be a good opportunity to meet a whole bunch of podcasters out there, along with authors, writers, directors, as well as actors and actresses and network connections. And it's, for me, it's just not all about Hallmark. I mean, I try to do awareness topics like for that culture, for who I am, and share awareness out there, and for special needs mom who's dealing with a child who had traumatic brain injury, along with other diseases, and be a parent advocate, try to share resources all over the place. If parents are struggling with their kids in school or with their disabilities, so I try to broaden my podcast. I'm working on that right now. So little by little Hallmark, or then moving on to podcasters, and then moving on to writers, or music people, and then moving on to topics, and then just broaden out. So that's why, okay, I'm going to do this. So my friend Kim, I don't know if you met her in Kansas City, but Kim Owen, she's the one that pushed me. And then with Debbie, and then with Dear Hallmark, and a few other podcasters. And here I am. You are my probably fifth podcaster, but you will be on my wall pretty soon.
That is so awesome.
And
that's so inspiring. I think the thing that we tell people regularly is if there's something you're passionate about, then you will find people that would also like to hear more about that. And so to not keep yourself just in the Hallmark world is a good thing, because it's clear you're passionate about a lot of things. And there are other people, some of the things you said are hit very close to home for me and my family. And I could use some, clearly some help and some advice in those areas. And so It's great. It's great to feel as though you can, not only are you contributing, but for us, we didn't think anybody would listen to this. We didn't think we just love doing it, and we love making each other laugh and bringing joy. And so if you're passionate about it and you enjoy it, I feel like an audience will find you. And so that's fascinating and inspiring at the same time. I can't wait to see what you come out with next.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about Bramble Jam? That was new to me after I think I went Palm Beach. Because you know my favorite friend, my favorite peanut butter jelly friend, Ashley Carippa. She was there for Bramble Jam where like there. And she would tell me, I'm going to Bramble Jam. I'm going to go see DecktheHallmark and Andrew and Antonia. Oh, cool. Like clueless. So how did you guys set up Bramble Jam aside from your podcast?
Well, you got to come join us this year is what you need to do. It's in July, Kat. You need to find your way to South Carolina and come join us. But Bran and I, when we started Deck the Hallmark and decided to make it our full-time jobs, we started a podcast network called the Bramble Jam Podcast Network. And so we've had over a dozen shows on our network, history show, basketball show, another Christmas show, some TV reviews, a bunch of different types of podcasts on our network. And so once a year, every year, we do something called Bramble Fest, where we sell tickets and we meet in Greenville, South Carolina, which is where we're from. We bring in some people. Last year, it was Andrew Walker, Antonio Caon. There's some fun surprise guests this year. We can't tell you who they are. We keep it a secret. But basically for a weekend, we do all these fun podcasts. It's not just Deck the Hallmark, but we watch a movie together as a group, but then we do probably 6 to 7 hours of podcasting. And it's the Hall Stars come and they play fun games with us and we laugh a lot and we hang out. It's like a meet and greet that lasts a whole weekend. And it's like one big happy family. We usually finish by singing some karaoke. And it's a fun time. And so this is the third year that we'll host it here in Greenville in July. And Ashley had a blast. It was so fun to have her down for it last year. And you guys got to make the trip this year, Kat. That's what you got to do. You got to come on up and join.
For sure. It's a fun event for our diehard fans, because a lot of the shows that we've started over the last 4 years now, some of them have stood the test of time, some of them haven't for various reasons, and it's fun to kind of dust off some of the old shows that we don't do as much anymore, and do them one time a year as like a special fun thing for the people that actually care about those shows. And so it's a small, like, we want to keep it intimate, so it's like we max it out at about 100 people, and it's just a fun, sweet little time of podcasting and laughing and celebrating another year of getting to do this silly thing that we do.
Nice. I will try my best. I have not really two, but one travel plan already made for July, and my kids go to camp. So I'll see if I can make it work. If not, they'll do it next year, because I am making plans for next year for Christmas.
That's right.
And other events once they're announced.
For sure.
I love it. Well, put us on your calendar for sure.
For sure, yeah. I'm just waiting on hearing from Drama, because I know they're having a difficult time trying to come up with an event or make all the bookings because of Christmas time. So it's just like, okay, where are we gonna go? When are we gonna know? So hopefully I have a chance to experience the Christmas time. The reason why I'm not going all the way to New Jersey, because they're too far and it's near Christmas time. And I'm selfish with my December month and my Christmas. So hopefully they will have one closer, like Chicago, Milwaukee, or Kansas City, that's able to drivable or whatever different for me, because we have great convention centers here. So why not hold an event here?
I feel like you made a good pitch. And
more than fair.
Bran is very like the hardest part of this job is him not being able to do all the Christmas things.
It's true. I love the plus side of Christmas Con in December is it's, Christmas. The downside is that it's Christmas, and I just want to be with my family and do all the Christmas fun. So it's definitely it's a sacrifice, but it's also a ton of fun, and I think it's worth it. So yeah, you'll make it out there one year, I'm sure.
I will. I'm gonna keep trying, just like I'm trying to get your beloved friend Tyler Hynes on the show.
Oh man, we can do it. We'll try to.
Man.
We'll try to help in any way we can. He is a tough dude to get a hold of these days. I can promise you that. He is busy.
For sure. Okay, while we're on the subject of Tyler, when I know you were like a fan of him, and you were talking to Tyler about the FaceTime and the Hallmark Podcast and interviews, and you had a chance to meet Tyler Hynes in person. That was at the Christmas Con last year before Bramble Jam, correct?
Correct. Yes. Christmas Con, what was that? 2021?
2021. Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how was your experience about that? Because I know you got emotional, and Tyler was all hugging and making people comfortable.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart. That's for sure. It's been fun. We met him for the first time over the podcast.
That was in 2020. Early 2020.
January 2020, right before or after Winter in Vale, and just felt a nice kinship with him. And it's been fun since then to watch his star get brighter and brighter on the Hallmark Channel, and his fandom just continued to grow, because I think so many people feel what we felt right after talking with him was like, this guy he's a real person, and like just truly cares for people when he's having a conversation with them. And so I think people feel that, and they want to experience out of these events, which is why his lines are always longer than anybody else's. But yeah, it was great to meet him in person, and we've gotten to hang out a few times since then. And he's the best. He's the sweetest fella, and happy to see him to continue to just get bigger and bigger on the Hallmark Channel, because he's I think he's probably running it at this point. So it's awesome to watch.
But yeah, I mean, I had the same feeling when I met him. I mean, when I went to the movie premiere for the 2 Tickets of Paradise with Ashley Williams and Ryan Paby, I'm like looking all over the place, and I'm just like, my roommate Mary, she was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "That's Andrew Walker." She goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Wow, he's good in person." Okay, I'm moving on. So I'm walking around and just getting settled in, meeting a whole bunch of people I met through Facebook, the band club, podcasting, Instagram, you name it. And we were just like a camp reunion or a high school reunion, just hiking even though it was the first time meeting them. I can remember when I first met Dara, Hallmark. I was on my way down to the movie premiere on the elevator. As soon as the doors opened, there she was with her mom. I started screaming, and she was screaming. Her mom was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" I'm like, "Mom, hello, I'm here to see my sister." So wow. When I first saw Tyler Hynes, I was shaking. My whole body was shaking. My knees were weak, just like the movie. It was always you. I mean, my knees was like shaking. The Mary was like, "Tyler, this is my podcast." She's been a huge fan and saved up the money for Rama Drama in Nashville. So here she is. And after that, I was just like, and of course, we became friends after that, and had a own conversation. Made me feel like I was the only person in the room, especially when we had a 5-minute meet and greet that felt like a half an hour or 1 hour, but basically it was just 5 minutes. So it was amazing. It was just amazing. I could go on all day about him.
he is
Chicago too.
He is so generous with his time. He really, anytime, and we got to speak to Tyler this weekend in Kansas City, we too make a point to say hello every time we're in the same building, at least. And he does make you feel as though he doesn't have this line of people waiting to see them, that it's literally, he had one thing on his calendar today, and that one thing was to talk to you. And I think that's really what makes him special. It's, yeah, he's a great dude and a great actor and easy on the eyes, but the fact that he will sit there and act as though he has nowhere to be except right there with you, I think that's the thing that really does set him apart, and make him really, really special. So I understand that completely. That seems like that's been the take from a lot of people with your first meeting with him. I've heard that one a few times. I think a lot of people were in that same boat.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate Tyler Hynes and his parents who raised him. Spectacular job.
The best.
The best. We've met them. They're wonderful people.
And lucky you are. I wish I could just meet his mom and just tell her all the good things about Tyler, like how he grew up with a really good background, full of kindness, caring, genuine. What you could say about him? I mean, I know a couple of actors can't be just like attentive, caring, genuine like Tyler, but no one does it like Tyler, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's fair.
He is one of a kind. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about your book. I mean, how did you guys come up with this idea? I mean, with all of these Hallmark movies and Cole, and pairing up with Alonso Duralde and Foreword by Kris Polaha. I mean, I brought that book as soon as I started reading, and I agree with some reviews, and I don't agree with some reviews, so I appreciate the Hallmark guide. You might need another book with all the new movies coming out.
We would love a new book. And I will say, we do need to give a lot of credit to Alonso Duralde, who did write the book. It's all of our words, but he basically took our podcast episodes and he narrowed it down so the reviews were just easy to read. And
he's an amazing film critic who's just a better writer than we could ever hope to be. So, it was a no-brainer to let him kind of run with this project. And it was a long time. It was the book publishing process is kind of wild, because we started the process in the summer of 19 and it didn't come out until 2021, the holiday season of 2021.
Correct.
And so there were times where we just like forgot it was happening, and it was like, oh yeah, we got another meeting to talk about how this book's coming along. And so it was a fun process. We got, like a lot of things, we just kind of throw things at a wall and try to have meetings with people and just pitch things. And sometimes it works out. Most of the time it doesn't. But this was one of the cases where we were able to have a meeting with a publishing company, and they loved the idea. And so they said, we'll publish it and we'll put it out into the world. And that was amazing. And we'd love to do a second one. The book's already, by the time it came out, it was basically already out of date. So we would love to do another one. We'll see what happens.
And Alonso, to be fair, like he wrote the pitch. He wrote the pitch for the book, and we pitched the network together, but he wrote it. And then, once we got the green light, Bran, myself, and Panda all wrote like a little essay at the beginning of the book. But the rest of the book was a combination of, Alonso culling all of these reviews and, some fun recipes and pictures and things like that. And then a lot of the Hall stars helped us. Tyler wrote us something. Tyler Hynes wrote us something. Kris Polaha wrote us something. A bunch of them had little blurbs in the book. So it really is a fun little companion piece for the holiday season. If you love Hallmark and you love Christmas, it's a nice book to have. I think it does a good job of kind of showing you what all is involved in our world.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really great book. I'm like looking back, trying to remember the name of the movie or synopsis. I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm like, no, that's not it. Like,
yeah. Remembering the titles are half the battle.
Titles or plot.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's great. Yeah, we had a lot of fun putting it together, and we're glad that people like you picked it up and have enjoyed it over the last few holiday seasons.
Yeah. Now, about that book.
Okay.
When is it going to be Christmas again? So who wants to share the experience on making that book? Really cute. My son Taylor loved that book. He was like, it's almost Christmas. And then, not really, but it's almost Christmas in July. And my
That's
daughter's
right.
like, oh boy, that means all day in July. Yep, that's right. If you have a problem, you have your own bedroom.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
For as long as the process was for the first book we put out, it was equally, I don't know, the opposite end of the spectrum. It wasn't like from idea to writing to illustrating to publishing, it was like over the course of 3 months, because it was something that we were like, we love this idea and we really want to do it. I'll let Dan talk about the kind of the idea of the book, but we knew it was something that we wanted to do. And I don't know, Dan and I aren't very good at being like patient and being like that book process was like, it felt like eternity. We were like, let's just put it out. And so this was a self-published thing, and we were kind of able to put it out ahead of the holiday season, just barely. And so we were really happy with it, but I'll let Dan talk about the creation of it.
So Kat, as much as Bran is like you and he keeps his tree up and wants to keep the Christmas spirit going year round, I am the opposite. I do love Christmas from after Thanksgiving until December 25th. I think Christmas is wonderful. But on December 26th, my tree is on the side of the road. It is there. It's done. Christmas season is over, and that is fine by me. But I have two lovely boys, twin sons who are now 7, and they are my absolute pride and joy and my treasures. And one of those two in particular adores Christmas, believes that Christmas is like the best thing in the world. And so for most of his, 4th and 5th year of life, he would just ask me all the time, like, hey, when is Christmas? He didn't understand the calendar or months or exactly how things work, but was like, but when's it going to be Christmas again? But when's it going to be Christmas again? And so, Bran and I wrote it together because I needed Bran's Christmas spirit and his just whimsy of it all. But the idea was to, as a parent, and this, but as a parent, like the goal sometimes is finding the joy in the times that feel like they're just boring or they take forever. So like if you wait for these big moments in a kid's life, like birthday or Christmas or Halloween, you miss like all the small stuff, all the things that they'll only do when they're children. And, those are the kind of moments that you hold dear and you want to make special. And so the book is about a kid who is so like caught up with it being Christmas while his parents are learning to enjoy a child that wants it to be Christmas all the time. And so it's a love letter. Bran has 2 boys as well that are they're 5 and 3 now, correct?
Yeah.
And then mine just turned 7. And so it really was a love letter to all our kids. My kid was the inspiration for it, but a love letter to our boys, that hopefully in 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 years, they can go and they can read and say, if nothing else, growing up, the holidays were a fun time. And that's because our parents really did love us. So that's the inspiration behind it. And we're really proud of it. And I was excited to get to read it to my kids. And the fact that anyone else is reading it does my heart a lot of good.
We really wanted to write a book. When you're reading every night, multiple books, there are some that are like, man, I hope I don't have to read that one again. And there's some that you're like, I want to read this every night. We wanted to read a book that the parents that are reading it to their kids, they also enjoy it. And I hope that we accomplish that goal. The illustrations are beautiful. My friend Kris basically dropped all of her projects and was like, yes, I'll bust these illustrations out. And it turned out great. And so we couldn't be happier with the way it turned out. And we're just thrilled that literally anybody is reading it. So thank you for getting a copy of it.
Yeah, it's a really good book. And I like what you both say. I mean, as soon as Christmas is over, the next day my daughter will come with a phone and show a ship 354 days left until next Christmas. I'm like, not right now, please. You can start counting down after January 1st. That would be great. I'm going to tell you that the only Christmas that I had to take the tree down right away. I mean, it was December 26th. And when we got a bird cat, Charlie, that was 2 years ago. He was about this big. He would climb up the tree, and I was freaking out about my special ornament on top of the tree
Oh,
from the family
no.
who packed him down, and my favorite football team. So I'm like, no. So I'm like, get him out. I told my husband, I'm like, as much as I want to leave the tree up, I'm going to have to take it down tomorrow. After our family pictures and everything, I'm not happy about it. And my husband was like, and my kids were like, I'm like, just this year. And then we got another cat. So I was like, great. But they left a Christmas tree alone.
Oh,
But
okay.
we stayed up until February. So that's an improvement.
Yeah, caught a break there. The other cat didn't mind the tree.
I got to be honest, between my Christmas tree staying up a few more days and the cat, I might be getting rid of the cat.
Don't
What?
say it. Don't say it.
What?
Make a little bunch. Don't go near the tree. I'll go
That's
wild
right.
way. Come down the
That's right.
don't. And they will walk away. So,
I love it.
so far this year was a nice Christmas. The tree was alive. The cat stayed away from it. Just sit under the tree enjoying the light on the view.
I'm glad it worked out good.
Yeah, thank
That's
goodness.
that's the worst case scenario right there. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, for sure. A couple of questions for you guys, and that you can ask me whatever question you have. Do you have? It's hard to pick one, so I would say to have a top 3 favorite Hallmark movies. It doesn't have to be a Christmas movie. It could be any movie.
It's tough.
It is.
It's tough this far into it, and also not to have recency bias because so many of the ones from last year. I listen. Christmas movies are always going to be my favorite. They're going to be in my top 3. The rest of the years, some of them are good, but nothing compares to Christmas in my mind.
No, the Christmas movies are better.
Yeah.
I have a top 3.
Okay, go.
My top 3 are Unexpected Christmas, which is a Tyler Hynes, Bethany Joy Lenz movie. I think Bethany Joy Lenz is, for my money, the best leading lady on the Hallmark Channel when she does these movies. Tyler's great. Script by Paul Campbell, really, really funny. Just a really good time. And it really feels like a real movie. It doesn't feel like a Hallmark movie. It feels like a real, like, go to the theater movie. Number 2, Ghost of Christmas Always, a movie that was last year and has Ian Harding in it, has Kim Matchula in it, and it is excellent. Like, for a movie about ghosts and spirits, it's got Reginald VelJohnson in it, who was in Family Matters, a show that I loved when I was a kid. Really well done. One of my favorites of all time. And then 3, a movie called Deliver by Christmas, which is the movie where they don't see each other all movie long, but somehow manage to fall in love by the end. Some really sweet moments, a father with his son there that are really, really good. That's probably my top 3. Haul Out the Holly, a close 4, but that's probably my top 3.
All those are great. I have a very hard time with this, and I would probably lose sleep. And so I don't know, just throw an oldie on there too, like Crown for Christmas or something, and then like we'll be in pretty good shape. But boy, don't make me pick 3 because it'll be tough. It'll be tough.
I would not make you pick Bran.
Okay, thank you.
You're gonna pick Bonnie.
You're gonna make me have.
So you're good.
Yeah, they're all tied for first.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a panic attack if you make me.
Pretty much for Bran.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, like you said, I loved Unexpected Christmas because probably then it was just amazing. I mean, I
Genius.
remember when it aired, I would tweet and Instagram and give Tyler a hard time with the sparkle pony.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, guess what? And then shit is silent right there. I'm in a play. And I just started cracking up. So Unexpected Christmas, and the one that I can never really stop watching, and Bethany Joy Lenz and Andrew Walker, Snowed in Christmas.
Oh, it's a great one.
My favorite.
That is a great one. That one's on Lifetime. So like that would be my number 1, but you said only Hallmark. So like Snowed In Christmas is also, Kat, you and I, we can watch the movies all day together because you got it. The Snowed In Christmas is great. That's a great movie.
Love Under the what is it? Christmas
Love Under the Christmas Table.
That's another
really
Lifetime
good.
classic. That's really so good too.
With
There's a lot of good ones out there.
And then one other one by Lady, the really old one. I could never stop watching. I watch it all the time, whether it's Christmas time or Christmas in July or through the year, whatever, and I watch it. Matchmaker, Santa.
Oh yeah,
classic.
Yeah, that is a classic, absolute classic.
Yeah, I should never stop watching. I should watch it. Love it.
That's all you want out of these movies
great.
is that feeling,
Warm
right?
Fuzzies.
Yeah. Is there any Doctor or I can't believe that it's a Hallmark movie, but it wasn't as bad. It was just okay. With any movie that you cannot like go through it or stop watching after maybe 10, 15 minutes. No, watch it again later because you have the patience and you can't go unfinished.
This is a good question for Brandon. I, as someone who typically doesn't like these movies, I'm just going to refrain from an answer here so everyone stays happy.
This was if Dan had the option of turning it off after 15 minutes,
right.
He'd turn them all off after 15
That's
minutes.
right.
So,
in fact, I would say that Unexpected Christmas, Snowed In, and Snowed In Christmas and Ghost of Christmas Always are maybe the only ones I would choose to watch again. But typically that's not my response. But I know that that's, I'm going to just keep it like, I'm going to let Bran answer this because Bran loves these movies.
I'm like the biggest for me is just like the ones that are just, they lack like the good ones like are like Christmas threw up on screen. There's lights everywhere and there's trees everywhere. The worst are the ones that aren't that, and they're also kind of boring and the leads don't have chemistry. So I'm like, look, I keep lists because that's what I have to do, or else I'll forget the titles. Like Nantucket Noel from a few years ago was just was real boring to me, and I just didn't feel like there was chemistry. Really didn't like If I Only Had Christmas from a few years ago, the Candace movie with the whatevers and the things. Where I'm not a big Godwink Christmas series fan, those who typically lose me. And so really, but these movies so much of the time come down to, do the leads have chemistry and is it giving me Christmas feels? If the answer is yes to those, then usually I'm in for it. But occasionally, especially if I don't feel like there's any chemistry, I wouldn't turn it off, but I'd maybe mute it, I'd maybe mute it.
Yeah. I had the same feeling about Nantucket Noel.
Yeah.
Tough one.
I just a mixed feeling. I mean, we have really good actors in the movie, but like with that, I feel like not Christmassy and some kind of like chemistry. I felt like they were trying too hard or like put a force in it. I don't know, there was a few things like mixing it. I mean, there were great actors, great location and all. But I was like, so I watched out that, but it will not be something I will watch again compared to other movies.
Mm-hmm. But listen, they're putting out 40 plus movies in November, December every year. The fact that there's not more that are like that I wouldn't watch again is pretty amazing. And it goes to, well, listen, we watch a lot of other networks too. And if Hallmark really, the quality of their movie really shines through, especially compared to some other networks where the quality is a little bit less. And so the fact that they're able to do what they do and do it so consistently is part of their secret sauce, I think.
Yeah. Do you watch, I know all about Hallmark, but you happen to watch like different networks like Up TV or The Great American Channel and of course Lifetime. Yeah, I think those three other major networks.
We've covered Netflix as well. Up TV had a movie called Christmas Movie Christmas.
Oh yeah,
that was really funny, and I enjoyed that. Netflix typically makes 2 or 3 solid ones every year. We really liked a movie called Love Hard from a couple of years ago. That was really good. So we don't cover all of any other network, but we do dip our toe in, especially to Up TV, Lifetime, Netflix. We've covered VH1 movies, Tubi, Pluto.
Every Monday this year on the podcast, we've been covering a 2022 Christmas movie that we missed that aired on another network. And we got through, I think, like 5 months without repeating a network. That's how many different networks there are that are getting involved in the Christmas movie game. And so it's been a lot of fun to see channels that we didn't know existed, streaming services we didn't know existed, and finding all these movies that are kind of falling through the cracks that we missed because of how many Hallmark's putting out and the quality of which they're putting out. There's so much more out there, and it's been a lot of fun to kind of see the good and the bad that comes with that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same thing. Like I make sure I record the movies that are the Hallmark channel, Hallmark mystery, the Hallmark drama. I make sure I record, and then Dara on some other podcast to put other movies. I'm like, where are these movies? They're not on the Hallmark channel. They're like Up TV, Lifetime, Great American Channel. I'm like, so I have to go back and find the titles I recorded, and same thing with Netflix. You were right. A couple of good movies on Netflix too. There was one Christmas movie, but I can't remember what the name of it.
Lindsay Lohan did a Christmas movie last year with Netflix. They release at least 3. I thought
that was pretty good.
Yeah, Bran liked that one. I didn't like that one, but Bran liked that one. But I will say that if you try to watch all of them, you'll go crazy. Like, we can't watch them all, and it's our full-time job. Like, this is what we do for a living, and we can't keep up.
Let me know. I'll be willing to help you.
That's right. Yeah. We are living a lot of people's dreams, and we do understand that, but we could not possibly watch them all. And so if we tried, like, it's hard because we're trying our best to keep up with all the networks and the big movies that they do, right? The things that they are putting out and saying, this is the thing we're most excited about. And then because Hallmark produces so many of them, we watch all of the Hallmark ones. But yeah, it's nice to get to see, a collection of movies from every single network and get to look at them. But I can't imagine. I mean, we've covered more than just about anybody I know. And I feel like we probably miss 100 a year that we didn't get to. So it's crazy.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. Last couple of questions and then we'll wrap up.
Okay.
Is there any parents or actors and actors you want to see in a movie that have not been paired up yet?
Yeah. We, our 2 of our favorites on the podcast, to be fair, Kris Polaha and Joy Lenz have a movie coming out this Christmas. They've already filmed it. That is going to be fantastic. And it's at the Biltmore. So that's a great pairing. But I have always said that Kris Polaha and Nikki DeLoach would make a great pairing. And apparently they were on an MTV show when they were very young together, but have not done a Hallmark movie together. I think that would be really, really special. We really like,
I think there's rumors of that happening. So we said that at the live show the other night, and someone was like, I think that's happening. So I don't know. We'll see. Another
one that I'll throw out there is, Tyler Hynes, Natalie Hall.
That's what I was gonna say.
Go for
a new pairing that I was trying to rack my mind.
Superstar
pairing. Natalie Hall, I feel like, has been in a handful of these over the last couple of years, and I think they're all like, she brings a lightness to it, and it's fun. And then Tyler maybe being a little more like dry-witted, I think it could be a really fun pairing.
That'd be a great one.
Yeah, for me, I was like hoping because I like Nikki DeLoach. She's like my favorite. I mean,
the best. She's amazing.
In movies and the way she is in person, I've seen her live. I've seen her interact. Whoever had videos of her at Christmas Con event, I was like, I'm going to meet her one day. I'm going to have her come on here to Bran and helping me to work on trying to get Nikki on here to promote her new movie, which is Dune. I know they're filming Dune right now as we speak. So that's my goal. For me, it was like Bran and Nikki, and Bethany joined with whom? Because she did one with Victor Webster, I believe.
Yeah,
I
5 Star
would-
Christmas.
Did you one
That's a
with
good one.
Christopher Polaha yet or no?
Joy Lynn's and Polaha will be this Christmas. That's Christmas at the Biltmore.
In one
Which
movie,
I'm-
right? Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
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 Okay, so that one. Okay. Wrap up. I'm going to put Bran in the hot seat for.
Oh, I
Oh.
love it, Brand. Get the
I'm
hot seat.
stressed,
Here we
I'm
go.
stressed.
Boom,
Okay,
boom.
if you don't want to share,
No,
you don't
no,
have to.
I'm
It's
ready.
all over Instagram and Facebook and all. So if you do want to explain how do Polaha happen to be the most hottest man in a Christmas time with the photo op, like right here.
Oh, those twins? Are
I-
they twins? I can't tell the difference
Yeah.
between those two guys.
I wish that this story was more exciting. It's just not that exciting. We've known Kris is the first person we ever had on our show 5 years ago now, this week actually, or next week. And so we've gotten to know each other quite well. We've gone out to dinner multiple times. We consider him a friend, and anytime we're at these events, we try to hang out a little bit with him. And he was at our merch booth was close to where the photo ops were happening, and so he came by our merch booth. We weren't there. When I got back, I texted him. I asked him where he was. He was like, at the photo op, come over. And so I came in there, and he was like, do you want to take a picture? I was like, yeah, let's do it. And he asked me what I wanted to do, and I was like, I don't know, what do you want to do? And he was like, I don't know, let's do something fun and weird. And I was like, well, all right, well, you want to take your shirts off? And he was like, that is weird. And then we did take our shirts off. And but this is what I will say. I don't know. I hope that I'm not like causing a trend. I don't want people to be going into the photo ops asking for to take shirtless pictures. And so I apologize in advance if that becomes a trend of people asking that. They're gonna have to add a rule. You can't ask for that. And so I'm sorry that I did that, but I'm also not sorry I did it because I think that it's a hilarious picture. Because one of those bodies is not like the other. And it's mine. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah. I thought as soon as I was posting, I was like, oh my God. Okay, I'm going to have to ask what the story
Of
behind
course.
it.
That's because you're good at your job.
No, that's hard-hitting journalism right there.
That's
Thank
what
you
you
for
do.
asking that question.
It would have been wrong not to ask.
Right, exactly. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to you guys. If you have any questions about me or what you want to know about me, I'm an open book.
How did you get into Hallmark movies? Like what was your gateway Hallmark movie that you were like, you saw this movie, or was there a time in your life maybe where all of a sudden you started watching these movies and it was just something you felt really comforting?
Well, I think I kind of like watched Hallmark growing up, but not really realize that it was actually Hallmark or paying attention to the network kind of thing. But I think I kind of like turned into Hallmark about 7 years ago when a family got into a really bad car accident and my son almost died.
Oh no!
Which is why I could relate with Tyler for one of his movies, the Jonathan Wambach story. That story is all about bullying, and it results in Jonathan getting a traumatic brain injury, almost died, had to recover, had to do all over again, walking, talking. There was both different scenarios. But my son went through. He had to do everything all over again. He had to learn how to walk, talk, eat, bathroom, all of it. So I want to tell you right now, he's 11 years old. He's in middle school. He's in Taekwondo, yellow belt. He's forever my hero. I have started like Hallmark, sometimes Lifetime, just it depends. All of it, and matchmaker Santa. One of the reasons
Yeah.
I started watching. This is a movie. I started watching. So I would say about 7 years ago, I just fell in the rabbit hole of Hallmark until Tyler came along, and it was always you, David Fallon. That's my guy, my character that made me really just fascinated with Tyler. And then I got even deeper in the rabbit hole with Hallmark watching whatever movie popped on. There's Andrew, there's Nikki. I've liked Nikki for a long time. I don't even know how many years, but she is my idol. On
Wow.
screen or off screen, even though I haven't met her.
Oh, you will love her. She is a delight, an absolute delight. And I'm sure she would come and do this. I think she would love to. That would be my guess anyway. That's inspiring and fascinating. My wife is a pediatric occupational therapist and does a lot of work with children with TBIs. And so that is really cool to hear, that your 11-year-old boy was able to do everything and in the midst of a challenge, rise to the occasion and, have somewhat of an indomitable human spirit. I think that's phenomenal. That's such a cool story.
And he was only 4 when that happened.
Wow. It's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Man, that's crazy.
I have a question.
Go for it,
Bran. I have a question. You mentioned that you want to interview people outside of Hallmark in this Hallmark world that we live in. Who's your dream guest that isn't a Hallmark actor?
Oh my God. Matthew McConaughey.
Oh yeah. Come on. All right.
I love him in all the movies. I mean, I watched his book Green Light, and I watched his Art of Living workshop, even though I didn't pay for the road trip course or whatever, because I had my other self-care course with Paul Green and Kate. That helped me a lot through COVID and the pandemic. I tell you, I'm a different person than I was before. I analyze myself, and I analyze myself how I am with other people or my family, so that helped a lot. But his book, his movies, my favorite movie of him is Time to Kill and
it's a good one.
The Lincoln Lawyer.
Lincoln Lawyer, another good
favorite
one.
movies. Of course, I liked him How to Lose the Guy in 10 Days or Fool's Gold. But those 2 movies I would watch over and over and over. I mean, the lines of the movie to then and the way he described how his acting career was Time to Kill. I was like, somebody, I need to meet him or talk to him. But that's my dream podcast outside of Hallmark and Matthew. Period.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
I get that. He's a cool guy.
He seems like such a
He's somebody who I would love to sit down and have a drink with and hear his stories. I imagine he has stories for days and days and days.
Oh, I bet. I'm sure he does. Kat, where are you from? Where are you right now?
I'm from Wisconsin, the cheese state.
Oh, we were up in Milwaukee back in 2019.
Ate a lot of cheese.
Beer, and sausage. Yeah.
I think I'm still recovering.
Still recovering. That's right. Yeah. Fantastic. Are you a Packers fan?
Not go wrong with cheese. I mean, there's so many times. Packers.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the Packers. If you want to talk about the Packers, you're going to have to go for another hour. And I'm not sure my companies are available for another hour.
Can I ask you just this then? How are you doing with the departure of Aaron Rodgers? Yeah. How are you doing? How are you holding up? Are you going to make it?
Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to tell you something funny about me. I'm sure Anne Maria already know. I've been through 2 Packer divorces, okay?
Yeah.
First, I was married to Brett Favre.
That's right.
Until he went to the Minnesota Vikings. I divorced him. I was like, fine. I don't want to have anybody to deal with any of our rivals. Chicago Bears, Minnesota Vikings, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no. Don't even get me started on the Cowboys. And then along came with Aaron Rodgers. I divorced him because of the COVID vaccine media
Yeah.
stunt. I'm done with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought, I thought caring about Aaron Rodgers about 2 or 3 years ago because he's all drama.
Yeah.
He was going to training camp, and he would do all of this until last minute, and he goes back to the Jets. I'm like, about time. Okay, we want to rebuild, even though I really want the Super Bowl. But
Yeah.
I notched back every
Okay.
season, turn down a notch a little bit. They're going to be rebuilding. We have to give faith and comfort to the new players. So I'm looking forward to see what Jordan Love had for
Jordan Love.
and my current husband is Robert Tandon. Unfortunately, he's in the Chicago Bears right now, but we're still married.
Fair enough.
Still married. You're married to a Chicago Bear. That's
Man,
something.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, my
I'm
wife.
only
My
going to
wife.
cheer for him, not the team.
Of course,
not the
of course.
team.
Yeah, my wife is from Wisconsin. That's where she was born. She was born outside of Milwaukee. So her family had like season tickets to the Packers, and so I married into the Packers craziness.
Have you been to a game at Lambeau?
I go to like 3 or 4 games a season.
Wow.
I
I'm not
tried
a
to go
big-
3 or 4 games a season, but last year I only went to 1 because there was a lot going on in my life. I wasn't too happy about
course.
that. But this
course.
year I have Packer tickets against the Chicago Bears. And
Oh,
the end of the
wow.
season.
Wow.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
My second happy place in the whole world.
What's your first Hallmark? What's your first happy place?
Disney World, Orlando.
Disney-
You can't go
Disney
wrong
World.
with that.
That's where he's from.
I'm from just outside Orlando. I've been to
Yeah.
Disney a good bit.
Yeah.
Bit. It is a magical place.
If you say so.
It is.
I can't imagine anywhere in Florida being magical, but that's
No,
just me.
yeah,
I guess.
that's the worst part of it is that it's in Florida, but it's still great.
Oh my goodness. Kat, you were such a delight. I really thank you so much for having us on. We really appreciate
It
it.
means so much.
Thank you so much. And I wanted to close it up and give my message to Panda. I hope he's doing
Yes.
well and his family. And I know you guys and everybody miss having him on the podcast permanently. And I'm really proud of him for taking time off to focus on his mental health, self-care for himself and his family, as well as for both of you guys.
Well, this is that we'll pass that along. We will when is this episode airing?
Or is it happening right now?
I'm hoping I'm going to look at it and trim the beginning and
Okay.
trim the end so nobody could see what I'm doing while waiting for you guys or after that. But I normally try to post a few hours later.
Oh,
or
okay,
next
okay.
day.
All right. So let's just put it this way. This will be fun.
What's that?
He's actually going to be on an episode this
Soon.
week.
Yeah.
This week
This
on Deck the
week.
Hallmark. So everyone
We're
that's
breaking
missed it,
news right
we're
here.
breaking news right here. If people are listening to this, he'll be
This
on an
news is gonna
episode.
spread like wildfire.
He'll be on an episode this week. So we'll get to see him tomorrow, and we'll definitely pass along that message to him for you.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you for coming on to the Cat Chat podcast. And it was so much fun talking Hallmark, Kris Polaha, Tyler, whatever we talked about tonight. Really appreciate your time. Hopefully we'll see you guys again somewhere down the road in the future.
I would love
100%.
that.
And I just want to say this, and you can put this on social media, this part of this video. Tyler Hynes, quit being a bum.
get on this.
Get on
program
this podcast
right now.
I know you
Okay, I
have
will
other.
quote that from Bran. I'm like, what I
That's
mean,
exactly right.
Bran said it very much quote. Come on. If
That's
you
right.
guys
Yes.
have to go chase them around the world, do that. I will
Yeah.
It's like,
I will do something for you guys.
there you go. There you go.
Tyler Hynes.
Tyler, you can't possibly be too busy for
for
Cats.
Cats podcast.
It's not
There's no way.
possible. It's not
No way.
possible. Just do it.
Right, especially when I have all the characters on my shirt.
I mean, look at that.
I
It's
have
shaped like a
all
heart.
the characters of some of my favorite shirts. Sam had one too. So
Come on.
I love it.
We got to make it happen. All right. Thank you, Kat.
Thank you, Kat. We really appreciate
thank you.
you.
Have a great afternoon and I'll talk to you guys later.
You too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye-bye.
guys.